Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Watchcastage. My name be Bandrew, and I thought that I would make a video documenting and journaling my journey through watches from childhood all the way up through the dark times known as 2020. I always find these videos and these stories really interesting, hearing why people got into hobbies, what they find interesting about it, where they started, where they've ended up. And I figured I would share that with my watch journey. So let's go ahead and dive into it. It all started way back in the 90s, growing up in a beachside town and a wee Bandrew loving surf culture and skate culture, and finding out about the Shark Watch because it had 300 feet of water resistance. And I would go to the skate shop and surf shop with my mom and constantly ask for a Shark Watch. One year, I did finally get one for my birthday, and I loved the dang thing. This is not the exact watch. That is lost. That is long gone. I wore the hell out of it. I remember the strap on it becoming bleached by the sun because I would always go swimming in it, and it just died. But the Shark Watch was the first time that I really fell in love with a timepiece and desperately wanted it, which is very strange for a child, but... The Shark Watch is what I started with. It's not going to be anybody's high horology piece, but for me, it does hold a sentimental value. All the way through high school and my undergrad degree, I didn't really wear watches that much, but when it came time to start my master's program where I studied finance, I figured what better watch to get than the Casio DBC 610. The calculator watch, a data bank in gold because I'm a classy bee. I'm classy, you better believe it, I'm going to show it off. And I lied and said I got it because I was being ironic. Oh, look at the finance guy wearing a calculator watch. In secret, I just think calculator watches are awesome. Don't tell anyone. But as you can see, I wore the hell out of this thing for years, and I still get so much joy out of owning this and putting it on my wrist. I don't wear it very much at all. It is beat to hell, and it does hold sentimental value, so I don't want to end up breaking it or losing it, or somebody mistaking it for actual gold and robbing me for it. But this is the second watch that really drove my love for wristwatches. Fast forward again, and I moved to a new city, and I had gotten sick and tired of digital watches. I wanted more of an analog watch, and I landed on a Timex Expedition. I don't know the exact model or anything, but this is a petite watch, and it has a Velcro strap. Straps really tightly to your wrist, and as you can see, I beat the hell out of this thing. It is all plastic, probably just a plastic crystal as well, but I got a lot of use out of this, and it brought back that enjoyment of wearing an analog watch as opposed to a digital watch. Because at times in my youth, I did have analog watches, but I lost those and I forgot what they were. But this is the first journey back into more analog watches, even though it is going to be just a quartz piece. I wore this for years. You can see all the scuffs on the crystal from bumping it against door jambs. Really a great watch, and I can't believe that it still works. With my father finding out that I got back into analog watches, one holiday I got this fella, a Seiko 5. I open up the box and my father said, "Go ahead and see if it's working." The seconds hand was not moving and he told me to shake it, so I shook it and the seconds hand started ticking. It blew my mind, and then he said, "Look at the back." And this was my very first automatic watch. I didn't even know that something this small and this intricate could exist, let alone only cost $50 back then. And after I got this, it blew me away, and I wore this for years and absolutely enjoyed the heck out of it. I still to this day love the day-date complication on my watches. I still absolutely adore military-style field watches, and I think it's because of this watch. Or maybe it's because of the Timex Expedition kind of having a field watchy type of look. But this one is always going to stay in my collection because it was a gift from my father, and it did really get me back into watches and introduced me to mechanical timepieces, which is a whole new world. But then we get into the dark times, and those dark times include the Apple Watch. Yes, it is amazing, the technology that is in here. It's amazing that this is essentially a cell phone. Really cool. It's really awesome being at people's whims all day, every day, being able to be contacted 24/7, be notified of a phone call 24/7, be unable to escape people's desire to reach you 24/7. Can you tell why I stopped wearing it? Not only were the notifications causing severe anxiety, constantly beeping and buzzing on my wrist, I absolutely hate that, but the paranoia also started to get to me, and it ended this year with finding out that Apple was going to start tracking you and finding out who you're interacting with. And at that point, I took off the watch, threw it in a drawer, and didn't think about it again. It hasn't been charged up since March or April, and I don't think it ever will be charged up again because even though it is amazing, the technology that is made in here, and that I did really enjoy it, I'm too paranoid to wear these, and I don't like being accessible 24 hours a day whenever somebody wants to contact me. I hate that. I need my downtime. And on the note of companies tracking who you're interacting with, we all know exactly why they were doing that, why Apple was doing that. It's because of COVID. And with all of the news that was surrounding COVID, I started to get very anxious. I was watching the news 24 hours a day. It was nonstop. I was staying up late, getting up early, just looking at the news, and I wasn't slowing down. And that is where this next watch comes in, and it is the Hamilton Khaki Mechanical, a hand-wound analog watch. And I got this specific watch for a very specific reason. I love the idea of having a hand-wound watch as opposed to an automatic because this reminds me to slow down. Every single morning I woke up for maybe 3 or 4 months, got a cup of coffee, sat down, didn't look at the news, didn't do anything, and I would hand wind the watch. And that really did help me. It helped bring me back down to earth. It helped curb that anxiety and remind me that, hey, as crazy as stuff's getting, time's still going on, you're still having to have input on this, you're still having impact in the world. It really did, I guess, start to bring some order back to my life, which was completely missing because I was just staying up late, getting up early, watching the news, freaking out, oh my God, fear, fear, fear. And then for 5 minutes every morning, I would get a cup of coffee, wind the watch, look at it tick by, and enjoy that because I was not used to the sweeping seconds hand, and it was a new world. I know that sounds hokey and cheesy, but it really was important to me to have that reminder every single day to slow down, calm down, everything's going to be fine, and go on with life. And there you go. That is my watch journey from childhood all the way through to the dark times. And the Khaki Field Mechanical really just opened up a can of worms. After this, I have gone off the deep end and I don't even want to talk about it. But that is why I started this channel, to share my journey, to share my experiences. I am in no way, shape, or form a watch expert. I am just a dopey dude who enjoys these things and wants to share what they learn about them and what my experiences are. So I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you'll stick around for the channel. I would love to hear from you. Where did you start with your watch journey? What was the first watch you had as a kid? Where are you today? Did you have a lapse there? And what got you back into watches? All of that. I love hearing those stories. And if you have a YouTube channel, make a video about it. I want to watch it. I want to learn about what your path was. I think that stuff is awesome. If you found this interesting, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, go ahead and give me a thumbs down, but let me know what you didn't like about it in the comments. And I will talk to you all later. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this. I am so sorry. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.